Hello, everyone. Welcome to the pre-match show. Long time no see. Gordo over here with us. We were just on like 3 hours ago. Serzi is joining us. Gentlemen, the lineup is here. I guess my intel was wrong. Morton is live and healthy and in the starting 11. Serzi, let's start with you. What do you make of the 11?
I like it. I still think we will beat Southampton like 5-0. It's a good team.
Whoa! Where's Serzi? What have you done with him?
But look at the players we have. We've got McAllister on there. Nunes, Endo, Arnold. It's a good team, and they should be able to see off a Southampton team. We're a Southampton first team. We should be able to see them through, see them off. So, yeah, it's a nice relaxing game today.
Okay, well, that's some great optimism that I can use.
From Serzi. I got nothing to worry about.
I'm speechless.
Nice.
So I guess Gordo, you're gonna have to fill in for the normal Serzi. Do you see any issues? Or I mean, we talked about it. It seems like a perfect blend of starting 11, youth, backups, like a good combo. Any concerns when you look at that lineup?
No, none. I mean, that's more rotation than we've seen. I think that this is one of those where you'd really hope that Nunes can do something today. Chiesa in the substitutes bench. I mean, him coming off, he's already played against some U21 opposition, so this should be pretty similar to what he's faced. I feel like Jota coming off the bench in the last game, he was phenomenal. So if stuff isn't working up top, or there's no connection, we've got some guys that can come in and kind of shake things up. So, I see this as a great lineup. I think one thing that stands out to me the most is Trent being captain. I don't know. There's something about that makes me feel like it's good news on the horizon for those people that want to.
Really? It's like, you want to be a captain? Here, there you go. You're a captain of the kids. Well, I mean, there's like a lot of experience over there, but obviously Trent is like the veteran. I mean, the back line is a question mark. Are we going to go 3 in the back? Is Endo going to do what Gravenberg did? Like, what do you guys expect to see there? Because I kind of like browsed it right before we went on air, but now I do not see, or who is left back is the question. If Gomez is playing as center back, what do you guys expect to see there?
I'm thinking 3 at the back, and just try something new. Because we obviously have problems with the left back, whether it's Robertson or Costa. So maybe just try something new and see if we can play 3 at the back, play 3-5 or 3-4-3, and just try something new. That's how I don't see how they end up playing centre back. But then you do say Mascherano's his idol, so who knows?
I mean, I kind of like envision more of because if you're doing 3 in the back, Gordo, having Trent being one of them is really risky business because it's almost doing 2 in the back. So do we see something where Endo does the Gravenberg, or do we do the 3 like Serzi says? What do you expect to see? Because I don't see anybody else. I mean, I don't think you put Morton in that role. I guess you can do Morton what Gravenberg did this weekend, though, was quite amazing because he pretty much did center back and CDM at the same time. Not fair to ask that of Morton or Endo, it feels like.
Right. Yeah, and I don't think we'll see it because McAllister likes to play. Well, I don't say likes to play, but he's been utilized more like further back in games. And so having him and like you can put him in this position, and Elliott's obviously a more attack-minded player, so he's going to be further up the field. I still think it's going to be 4 across the back. And like you said, I think it worked for us, but it worked for us under pressure. Obviously, we only got a point and we had a man down the entire game. We were our hands were forced into a back 3. I don't think we're going to see it right out of the gate.
I mean, you see a pretty young, I'm trying to pull up their, this is not a great view over here, but it is overall a pretty young lineup for them. I mean, they have Archer and the Dublin kid up top and stuff like that. I mean, they did go fairly young and not experienced as well. You think, I mean, Serzi, we were talking about it this morning with Gordo. In some ways, you could have seen Southampton saying, staying up is tough. Maybe on the way out, we'll win a trophy or something, and they're already in the quarters. Or they could say, we got to focus on the league. Whatever happens against Liverpool. Do you think it's the latter that ended up happening? Looking at this starting 11.
Yeah, survival is everything for them. Even if they manage to beat us, they still have to play the winners of, Arsenal, Crystal Palace, Spurs, Man United. Like there are some strong teams in there, and some of these teams like Spurs, they want to win a cup. Or Spurs will play the full strength team against anyone now, going up to the final. Man United, if they get through, they want to win a cup. So even if Southampton manage to beat us, it's stupid to think that to put all the eggs in one basket to try and win a League Cup. It's not going to mean anything to anyone. They have to survive, and they're not going to do that by playing the best team today.
I mean, it looks like they have some experience in the back, but I mean, when you look at this
score, I told
Who?
you, Palace.
Who scored?
Palace is already up. I told you that would happen.
Damn, dude. That's interesting because especially against a team like Arsenal that's good for the weekend though. See, it destroys my weekend scenario, Gordo. But yeah, that's interesting. I honestly did not see that happening. So Palace is on a roll, which is good timing, I guess, since Arsenal is going to go there this weekend. But okay, out of this lineup, obviously we'll get to the bench, but out of our lineup, whose performance are you looking at most, Serzi? There's quite a few. I mean, do you care what Nunez does, for example, or do you want to see like what Morton and Endo end up doing? Who are you really close up watching?
Leone, obviously, first debut for start for the club. Elliot and Nunez. Elliot he played well last game. And it's a great game for him to get a good start in. And Nunez, please just get a goal. I don't care if he comes off his butt or whatever. Just get a goal. Anything just to get some confidence for him. Just get a goal. And and Trent just leading this team. If he wants to be a future captain, he had to be captain today. If he was playing, you can't be playing and not be captain. So let's see how he leads his team. And off the bench, I'd love to see Dans and Ligmoa and come on, and obviously Chiesa come on, and hopefully Costas gets a run out, and he'll be good against Spurs on Sunday.
Yeah, that's interesting. I did not expect to see Costas on the bench either. Kazi, unfortunately, the optimist spot has been filled by Serzi somehow. So you're gonna have to be the best. Yes, I know. We're all in shock. But Gordo, same question to you, but let me do a devil's advocate conspiracy theory over here. When you look at the lineup and you have Morton and Endo, if they are playing more central, is this a chance for Morton to say, we don't need anybody in January, I'm here?
This game is perfectly set up for a lot of these players who have been on the fringe. Obviously, Slot really likes about 14 players that we've seen this year consistently in lineups, and he's stuck with those guys. And as the season goes on and legs get tired, this is the chance for these guys on the fringe to go, hey, I'm an option off the bench for some rotation. I can provide a decent 75, 90 minutes for you every single time I'm called on. Give me a shot. So they're putting themselves in the window shop to their own manager. And it's part of the reason that we were able to win this competition last year is this is a chance, I think Klopp had a lot to do with it. I've yet to see, I think, it's unfair to judge him at this point, but we've yet to see Slot have the same impact with the young kids. But Klopp was one of those guys that take this out, really gearing him up for opportunities like this. This is your chance to go out and have some fun and see if you can get on my favorites list when I need somebody off the bench.
That's a good point, actually, Kazi, because, Klopp kind of is more, I know we're probably oversimplifying it, but it was more of a rah, come on, kids, do your thing kind of a coach, whereas, Slot seems a lot more of a business like here is your homework kind of coach. So how do you think that impacts young guys? I'm sure we're oversimplifying it behind the scenes because Slot has have a reputation for bringing out young players and stuff like that as well. One of the reasons why we got him in the first place, I think.
I think for this though, gents, it's kind of needs most of it. We haven't got a choice. Liverpool have fell into a title race. Liverpool were probably not in a title race with the Brighton game because it was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And you may as well keep your door open of winning a trophy in your first season. Do you know what I mean? And then now you've kind of fell into one. It's needs must. All the players who are playing probably all need minutes.
Yeah.
When I'm thinking about it, like McAllister hasn't kicked the ball in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Has to play. Gakpo's been in and out. Has to play. Elliott injured. Has to play. Fully fit now. Morton, if you actually value them at 20 million in the summer, then show me that why he's worth 20 million then, if that's what you think he's worth. And then Endo, Liverpool have all the midfielders. Like, we have 3 midfielders. We have 4 now because McAllister's back. We have like 4 or 5 legit. Endo's a great option. Joe Gomez is doing a job. Kwanzaa needs the minutes. Needs to get this shit out of his, with all the stuff that he's going through mentally right now. Needs to get out of the system. Needs a good game. He'd love him to have a good game and a clean sheet. Really feel comfortable again. Trent needs minutes massively.
Yeah.
And then Darwin Núñez needs fucking goals. So if you actually look at the team that he's picked, it's actually a team that all need 90 anyway. So this is like a lovely time for him to actually, for this game to come up, and we can get to the bench and stuff like that. Costas needs minutes. Let's get to Trent's coming off at that time. Trent's definitely off at our time.
You would think like Trent comes off, Gomez goes to his side, and then Costas comes in an ideal world.
I have a weird feeling just a feeling, that he might do Trent left back. I know. You're going to look and go, where the fuck has that come from? I have a feeling that he might do a bit of Endo right back on the slide. And maybe just get Gomez as a centre-half, going, you're going to be our centre-half for 6 weeks. Just do centre-half. And he might do a bit of Morton right back and do Endo centre mid. I actually think Trent could go left back. And I actually think as well, if you do Trent left back, and when he goes into his midfield, you can just go to a back 3, and that protects Endo in a way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it also protects Kwanzaa and go, you're not doing lots of running here. A little bit. And I feel like that could, I don't know, just a thought.
That's a good theory, actually. I can see that. And it was like left back, he's like, here, take the captain back. Stop complaining kind of thing. Okay.
Exactly. You protect Endo and Kwanzaa, don't you? With Gomez to go, you lads come here, he's just going to do his thing, that left back. You know what I mean? The big plus I've seen of the 2 teams, he hasn't started that on Alachu, that big centre-half who give us loads of centre-forward who give us loads of problems in the league game. Because I was thinking to myself, if he does him against Endo, centre-half, mate, that's something I actually want to see. I'll take losing the game just to see that for 90 minutes, just for a laugh. But so that could be their sub as well. But I have a weird feeling he might do Trent left back.
I mean, those are good points. I mean, that's a good scenario too. I can definitely see that. We were talking about it early on. We go 3 in the back, 4 in the back. What are we doing? But I buy that theory. I mean, that's not a bad one because he has done right back in the past as well. I think similar to as much as like Fabinho did back in the day as a right back kind of a deal. So I can see Endo being right there. And I think, Gordo, going back to what Kazia was saying, this is not a chore for anyone who's out there today. Or like to, for Mo, it's not a chore. He would usually like to pad up his stats or whatever. But, for everybody going out there, they either need minutes in their legs to get going or they need the opportunity and stuff like that. So that has to be promising for the effort we're going to see.
Yeah, well, then, like I said in the beginning and this morning on the morning coffee show, is like it's their chance. So like these guys are going to come and play. There's nothing, they can't sandbag this. Because they're either trying to get fully fit to return to first team in bigger games, or they're looking to make their way as an option for when they are doing rotations. So you're going to get full effort. These guys aren't going to sandbag this and look to drop points or to even be tired. I mean, most of these guys, apart from the rustiness of not having kicked the ball for a couple of them, you're not going to see the tired legs.
And I guess, Serzi, like when you look at the lineup, it's kind of saying, I mean, you do have Jota. I mean, Chiesa, I don't count it right now as an impact sub. He's more out there to get minutes and stuff like that. It almost looks like we're kind of trusting the starting 11. You guys do what you have to do. And then, basically we roll the dice. I mean, there's no Diaz, there's no Mo. They're not even in the picture to be able to be tempted maybe to put him in if things are not going well or anything like that. So basically Slot has said, we go out like this. Hopefully you guys take care of business. We're more worried about legs and play as opposed to chasing the score. It helps that it's 90 minutes. There's no overtime, but
I think it's just like telling them just to go enjoy themselves. Just go and enjoy themselves and, I think there's more pressure or more want from the kids to do well because obviously, a few of them already won the League Cup last season. So, obviously they had that taste. They want to win it again. But, it's great for the kids to try and prove that point and try and win, to try and win today just so they can get more games and win another League Cup. So just go and enjoy themselves. And the others, like I said, like Kazi said, they need minutes. Everyone, it benefits everyone to be playing today. And it's just like, it's not just a chore game that, got nothing else to do. They have an issue. They all need to get some minutes under their belt.
And the same goes for the bench, Kazi. I mean, there's a lot of names out there that, would love to get an opportunity out there. Rio's there. That's probably like the most interesting one. And Dan's that everybody wants already to replace Nunez already, probably because of impatience for Nunez more than Dan's himself. But out of those names, because there's a lot of good names out there that I would love to see. Hopefully they get 20 to 30 minutes and stuff. Which one is the one that you would want to see the most?
Chiesa. I know this. I know the arguments. I want to see Rio and I want to see Dan's. I get all that. That's fine, but they're never going to contribute to a Premier League season where Chiesa will be contributing to our season if he's fit, and because he's been bought for that reason. So as much as it'll be a little bit of fun and it's a little bit of a laugh to see these lads out there, I need to see what Chiesa is about. I need to see what, you know what I mean? I need to know more. Of course, we've seen him when he was in his pomp, and I thought he played really well in the Euros a couple of years ago and stuff like that, and we've seen him. So we know what he's about, and if we can get him to that kind of 70% of that level, then he'll be a really good piece for Liverpool this season. So it is Chiesa for me, but, it does help him a lot, mate, that it's only a 90-minute game. So you're not telling these kids to go 120, are you? You know what I mean? It is nicer to go, you're doing 90, or the kids off the bench, you're doing half an hour, you're doing 20 here and there, and then, then you have a chance to be a hero for goes to pens, which would be lovely for the kid as well. Yeah, any kid who can potentially score the winning penalty, be a lovely little moment for them. And again, I had this chat last year when we were all getting a bit caught up with the kids when we won the League Cup and stuff, and I said those kids might never kick a ball for Liverpool again.
Some didn't, right?
Some didn't, and James McConnell hasn't yet. He might do tonight, but James McConnell, you know what I mean? So that's their big shining moment, and that's the highlight of their career. And for players, no disrespect, but there's kids on the bench there who might never play at a high level, and they're winning best ever moment in their career is scoring a penalty for Liverpool in a quarterfinal of a trophy. I think it's lovely. I really do think it's lovely. So, yeah, mate, again, it helps the manager a lot. I did have this chat. I remember we had this chat last week, Tim, that I think he had to pick his Wednesday team based on Fulham. I think he had to do with Southampton. I think he's done that a little bit. I really do think he's picked this team before he picked this Fulham side. And I think he's kind of picked it with the Spurs side in mind now to go, I need to get an 11 on the pitch, then worry about those two league games either side. And I think that's what he's done. I can't believe he's done that much rotation because it's the first we've seen of it. But I also think he knows, again, which we always speak about, the opportunity that's presented itself for Liverpool this year. It's a massive opportunity. Yeah. Do the rotation. I think he do 4 subs in half time. I am so sure he's doing 4 subs in half time.
Really? Yeah. That's too early, man. Even for Slot, that's too early.
Well, I mean, yeah, but he hasn't. What's the difference in 15 minutes of extra football? It doesn't make people go, well, can you do half time or do an hour? It's 15 minutes. Who's asked? It means nothing. It's just that, you know what I mean. It's an encore. Who cares? So I think Trent definitely comes off, and I think he'd be pressed to do Gomez. I think he. If Gomez, let's get it right. We know what Gomez is like with his injuries. Okay, he's been great for 18 months on his injury issues, and we should hold our hands up 18 months he's been fit. If Gomez gets hobbled off on the 65, 70, we'll all come back on here going he shouldn't be on. So we all need to think about Gomez first as well. And then Trent, we haven't got a right back. We do not have a right back if Trent gets injured. So I think that is first 2 subs. They really have to be.
I think so too. I mean, I would think, Gordo, that it's almost like semi-planned who's going to come in when and who's getting how many minutes, especially for guys like Chiesa, Jota, and Costas. I would think they're almost, which only leaves, unfortunately, 2 other names to come in unless there's like an injury or something like that. But my guess would be those 3 are coming in regardless. And that could be up to the physios if they get 15, 20 minutes. Do you think those are pretty much set? Or he's going to just manage it like managing a regular game without set minutes?
No, I think, excuse me, I think they're set because, we're trying to get Jota back up to speed, because we're going to need it's very obvious that's probably the choice at center forward instead over Nunez, and so we'll need him going. So we'll definitely see him. Chiesa, he has to make it back into the first team. I mean, he's a new guy. We've seen him 45, 50 minutes so far this year, and we're almost up to the next transfer window. So that's been disappointing. So he's going to definitely need some time on the field. And then Costas, I mean, he's probably going this weekend, so he needs to get back up to speed as well. So
I don't know. You guys are really sold on Costa starting this weekend. I feel like a rest of Robertson is almost guaranteed to start against Spurs personally, just because he gets the rest on top of it, as opposed to having Costas out there trying to chase down. I mean, neither is a great solution. I think Robertson's downfall is a bit exaggerated, but
neither is a great solution. What a line! I just think the team that you're playing with the way Spurs play, I think starting Costas left back could be suicide. I genuinely think he likes to go walk. He likes to go walkabouts. He really does. And if he goes walkabouts against Brennan Johnson on the counter, he could destroy him. So
I don't think it starts on Sunday, but I think we'll come on. Robertson, depending on Robertson's form on Sunday. So to get Costas some minutes just as a warm up, just in case he needs to come on for Robertson, I think that'll be the plan.
This has been part of my. I've just been a part of my chat in the Discord, mate, and I've been mentioning this. Is that I think I'm a bit with you, Tim. I think that the Robertson downfall has been exaggerated massively, but it also doesn't help that your fucking backup isn't fit. It also doesn't help when you can go, hey, I've just played unbelievable against City and Madrid there. Any chance you want to do a fucking game? Do you know what I mean? And I think that's frustrating, and that's what's really frustrated me in the last few weeks with all the bad press that Robertson's been getting. We have a left back, we have a backup left back. You're there for this reason to go. We're pulling you out for a week. Do you know what I mean? And that's what Costas is. He's a competent left back. He'll be lovely at a lower league, Premier League side. If he played for West Ham, you'll go, he's all right. Do you know what I mean? That's what Costas is. He's all right. He wouldn't sign him, but he's all right. Good left back, full sound. But that's what's frustrated me, mate. But now with him being back, you can probably pick and choose. For example, do you do Costas against Leicester at home? Probably get away with it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And then you can give
at least you can play him in the Champions League midweek and then have a fully rested Robertson for the weekend. I know we talked a lot about my ideal scenario was more sign a young person, moving forward and have Robertson be actually that backup. So you play Robertson with full rest at all times. But we talked a lot about what Robertson would want and stuff. But going back to the game, I mean, Kazi was saying, Sergi, and I agree, there are guys who we know are definitely going to be involved in terms of Costas and Jota in the title race moving forward. But Chiesa is probably the biggest question mark. We don't think any of the young kids would be involved unless there's a lot of injuries. How important is it that this guy gets a good performance today? And more importantly, the next day, he's not out now for another week or something like that?
I think it's more important for him than it is for us. I think he was just a luxury buy. I think it was a 12 million buy, similar to Endo last season. And it's like, okay, well, we didn't break the bank. We shut the fans up for a little bit. And, he was a big name player that we were linked to 3-4 seasons ago. So it's more for Chiesa that he gets some minutes without being injured than for us. There's no way in the world Slot's relying on him. We haven't seen enough of Chiesa to rely on him. With Jota, we know. And that's where the frustration is, that we know what we get from Jota. And so when Nunez isn't scoring and we're not getting goals, we turn to Jota and we're like, we need you and you're not there. But with Chiesa, we don't have that. So there's no expectations from us as fans, but it's more on him. And for him, I want him to get some minutes just so he can prove to himself that he can stay fit.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I really, in an ideal scenario, the optimist in me says he gets a good run in January and February. He is the guy who spells Szoboszlai and Mo and stuff like that in the middle, so we can, save those guys for March, April, May and stuff like that. But on the way out, 5 minutes to kick off over here. Gordo, what was your prediction this morning? Sticking with it? After now you see the lineup?
Yeah, 1-1 penalties.
You're still sticking with it, huh?
I don't know. Now that I've seen Southampton's lineup, I'm a little. I think that we win this game in 90 with Southampton's lineup.
I hope so. I mean, I hope it's not like it's overtime, but I I don't know. I want to keep advancing. Feels like it's an easy trophy with the teams that will be left and stuff like that. This is one you can get. And if you can get in with this, why the hell not? Sparky is going with the 2-0. Got more optimistic, I think, now that having seen the lineup. Serzi, are you sticking with the 5-0, really?
I was going to go with 7, but yeah, we'll go for 5.
This is what I mean, Kazi. This is what we're working with over here today. Like, it's all difference. I know what's going on in California.
I've got no meds left. They run out. They run out against Fulham.
I'll go 4-2 Liverpool. I think the exuberance of youth sometimes can just, they have no fear, do they? And they just run at players and just create things, and that's what you get sometimes. And Shane Ione might look like the best player in the world for 60 minutes, and everyone's like, we should start over McAllister on the weekend, and you get those fans as well. And, and I just think sometimes exuberance of youth, that Rio will come on and just look beautiful for 20 minutes, and everyone goes, oh my God, we've shot Pele. Yeah. And you just, I just think sometimes, mate. I remember I don't know if you guys remember these games that Elijah Dixon Bonner.
Yes.
Yeah.
A couple of, in a League Cup third round, came played 20 minutes centre mid. I thought he was the best player I've ever seen. Oh, he's unbelievable. And whatever happens, happens. So I do think you get those moments as well. But exuberance of youth, there's nothing to lose for both sides. So you might as well just go out and have a bit of fun.
I enjoy watching these games. I want the Nets for this game because regardless of the score, I think this will be good for the players playing and good opportunities for a bunch of them. So, but we'll be here for the post-match, hopefully talking about a win and who we can match up with next. We'll see you guys then. Enjoy the game, everyone. Take care.